Okay, friends, it's time to discuss a little something I've just been finding interesting lately with this guy. Let me switch screens here. Gene Ho, editor-in-chief of the iconic George magazine started by JFK Jr., personal campaign photographer to Donald Trump 2016. He's made some interesting posts lately that I think, you know, kind of warrant listening. So let's start with this one real quick. Let me mute my mic.
Formerly known as Prince. I did another video of it. And as I mentioned before, my best friend, the late Tony Blunt, was best friends with Prince's best friend, Larry Graham. Okay, as you guys already know, Prince was a great guy and Prince was a truther. If you remember, he was the one early on talked about chemtrails. Very interesting, right? But what else did Prince know? Okay, you guys all know this one, right? The symbol here. What does it remind you of? Everyone's talking about it right now. This. Now, of course, Prince would never end up being here. He wasn't that type of person. But what did he know? To possibly defend himself. Okay, side by side. Just going to show you right here. This part and this part. Look at this middle part and look at this middle part here. By the way, you can't see it here, but it swirls over here and then you have the point there. Now, what's the point of all of this and what I'm talking to you about? There's a lot of good people in Hollywood and in music, and they are being blackmailed, threatened, or whatever. Case in point, you guys know Donald Trump. I know Donald Trump. Do you know Donald Trump defended Michael Jackson on all those charges of people saying what he was? Even Don Jr. defended him. Here's my point with all of this. It's very interesting because I know a lot of people in Hollywood, musicians, actors, and so forth. A lot of them are being blackmailed. But it's going to be interesting because you're going to see throughout the next year, are there bad people? Absolutely. But there are a lot of people in Hollywood and music that know a lot of dirt about all these people that you're going to see, by the way, have justice. If you really want to know what's going on in America right now, just look to Space Force. If you understand Space Force, you understand what's going on right now in America. The first thing you need to know about Space Force is, of course, it was Donald Trump who put Space Force together. And by the way, it's not pew, 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 pew. We're not talking about that. It manages the Ethernet, the space, and all communications. The best way to describe it from what's going on here, and I'm going to try to do it as fast as I can here, it's like before Space Force, the bad guys had motorcycles, and the good guys, us, we had mopeds. Now, the bad guys still have their motorcycles, but we have these really, really, really fast jet speed motorcycles. We can catch up with them in communication and understand what they were trying to do before America's enemies, and now we know. Okay, the one thing I want to talk to you about that really quick is that you have to have faith and trust in Space Force. Just like anything else, we have faith in our military. They are part of the military, but just like we really adore our Marines, you have to understand that Space Force, quite frankly, has it all.
So I saw that video just now on the side, and I go, what the hell is that one about Space Force? Let me just click that while we're doing this, because I want to hear what he has to say. And that was from 2021, apparently. So this is a guy that seems to be connected, definitely at some level. And he's saying what he's saying. Michael Jackson, they set him up, framed him, all the stories about the little kids. They wanted the settlement money. Think about it. Back in the 90s, all this was coming out. I believe for immediately, oh my God, yeah, Michael Jackson, this guy's got to be messing with kids. But then there was the story, I think, of Macaulay Culkin maybe, and even I think one of the Coreys from the Goonies, the one that's still alive, was basically saying, no, Michael Jackson was protecting the kids, actually. So that's interesting. But there's one more video, and this was one from today. that I retweeted.
You're spending time with your
And
family, having a good time. I'm spending
I'm
time with
just
my
going to
family.
click this, rewind, because this is another really recent one. And he's talking, the same guy is talking about, well, let me just mute myself. Let's let him say it first, and then I'll get back to you. But it's about JFK. And some of what he's going to show you, like, oh yeah, I remember that. But now he's saying it. And listen to the final word that he says. So let's just check this out.
All right, I know it's Christmas and you're spending time with your family, having a good time. I'm spending time with my family, but I thought I'd crash your party, give you something to think about, some coincidence. So I might as well introduce myself. I know many of you know who I am. Gene Ho was Donald Trump's personal campaign photographer and current editor-in-chief of George Magazine. But I'm here to give you a coincidence and something for you to talk about. Figure out this mystery that I have. All right, a lot of you guys know about this picture. You've seen this picture before. If you're not familiar, some of your friends will tell you all about it. Because in the middle of the picture, it's very strange because there's this one guy who's everyone else is in uniform, and this one guy is just sitting there or standing there with no uniform and just a shirt and a tie, suit and a tie. Okay, here's the crazy thing. So, in the inauguration for Donald Trump, when he was inaugurated president, he gave his speech. He was sitting with his family, gave his speech, and as he was walking out, someone joined him to walk up the stairs with him. So there's no one else around him except for this one person. And what a coincidence! It's the same guy. I think it's the same guy. That guy, it's on video, met Donald Trump while he was walking and walked in after the speech with him. So, I don't know. Or Merry Christmas. Or Merry Christmas.
I don't know, or Merry Christmas, is what that guy just said. Not, I don't know, Merry Christmas. I don't know, or Merry Christmas. So I've sent this to JC. I'm like, hey, remember this thing? He goes, wasn't that the same guy? Meaning this JFK figure, if that's him, Jr. Wasn't that the same guy that was on Trump's helicopter? Marine Force One or whatever? As a matter of fact, I believe that is the same guy who was sitting back there. His hands were sitting back like whatever. Remember that? Like this shadowy figure back there. It looked like it was him. So again, I bring this up right now. It's Christmas Day. And he just said, and again, this guy was in charge of JFK Jr.'s magazine, known as George. He was Trump's photographer, presidential photographer. You think this guy was chosen by accident with his connections to JFK Jr.? And again, Trump himself was great friends with JFK Jr. So again, and then Antheos comes out. He sends me a private message. Hey, Joe, heard about your crash, man. Just want to let you know, blah, blah, blah. I read it to you. Just see my video from yesterday, whatever. And he's like, we're busy, 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 and he's, he just posted on True Social, Entheos, hey, what's happening right now, boy, when we close this chapter, oh my God, are we going to have some stories, incredible stories to tell. I mean, is this part of one of the stories, my friends, with JFK Jr.? And again, this guy, there's no way this Gene Ho is coming out saying these things out of line. So again, I'll just end this video. Perfect day for doing it, Christmas Day. I am fully trusting the plan. Again, I'll say it for the 1,000th time now. To date, I've never had a dream about Trump that was bad. Oh boy, he did this. I think he's going to switch out on us. Oh crap, he's the Antichrist. Oh, okay. No. Everything about it was like, no, this guy is solid. He's legit. He's fighting for everybody. And here's some intel about him we'll tell you early in your dreams, Mr. J Snip. Oh, cool. I'll go share that with people. And then I'll tell you what I got. So, anyways, this is worth sharing. And as we tell my little son, Ian, share. If you want to have friends, you got to share with them. Sharing is caring. So, of course, then he wants something that they have immediately. Sharing is caring. I want that. He wants to snatch it from him. Or he'll tell he has these little cars, right? Little toy cars, Matchbox cars, or whatever. Daddy, which one do you want? Which one do you want to play with? Oh, I'll take the blue one. No, that's mine. That's my car. But you asked me which one I wanted. That one's mine. This one's yours, Daddy. Oh, all right. So you just became a Democrat on me. You became a Democrat on me. All right. We need to work on that. On that note, talk to y'all later. Keep the faith.